So I'm Joe.
And I'm Maisie.
Welcome to the first ever episode 2 of Dadcast In review. So for those of you who don't know, we're alternating. I pick a film, Maisie picks a film. I pick a film, Maisie picks a film. Our last episode was Armageddon. So if you want to watch that, click here or here or here or somewhere. I'm sure there'll be a link on the screen. This time Maisie picked a film and she picked
To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which is a film that's on Netflix at the minute. It's based on a book that Maisie has also read. And the plot, I'll go over the plot, seeing as you picked the film, I'll do the plot.
Yeah.
It's about a girl who, Lara, that's it. Lara Jean, yeah. So every time she has a crush on a boy from quite young, she writes them a letter that she never sends. But she addresses it, she does the whole thing, but she just doesn't send it. And this is so that she can kind of have closure? Or
like get her emotions out and get over them.
Get over them, yeah, exactly. And we're talking, she's a teenager in this, so some of them are really...
I think she's 15 or 16.
Yeah, so some of them are quite child crush kind of things. She's got a sister, Margot, who is going out with her best friend, Peter. Josh, that's it. Josh, we get it right. So Margot and Josh are going out together, but Josh and Lara are best friends.
Yeah,
right?
slash used to be. They kind of
used to be. They.
Yeah.
Is that what they've done?
Yeah, they kind of drifted apart.
Drifted. Anyway, her little sister ends up sending these letters out, and it starts off with people coming up to her, basically, and she suddenly realises what's happened. And this boy Peter is one of the boys she had a crush on, and he is going out with who used to be her best friend, ex-best friend. Again, lots of friendships, lots of teenage angsty.
What's the
Angst. Anyway, fast forward. Peter wants to get his ex-girlfriend back, so decides that it'd be a great idea for him and Lara to go out together, and over the course of the film...
To make her jealous.
Yeah. Obviously, this is going to have some spoilers in it because we're reviewing the thing, so if you don't want spoilers, go and watch the film first on Netflix and then come back to us.
It's Netflix original, so it'll stay on there.
It is a Netflix original. That's good, important piece of information there. Netflix original. Anyway, they end up falling for each other, ultimately, but there's some ups and downs along the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Josh, So Josh also received a letter, and... Lara's sister found out that Josh received a letter, didn't she?
Yeah.
And that all kicked off, so that was beef. So, that's basically the plot. Ultimately, she does fall for Peter, and they realise that actually what they see in each other is much bigger than, what they thought. And it's a nice film. It's a nice, feel-good kind of teenage film. So that's the summary of the plot. Cast and acting. How do you feel like they cast? How do you feel like they cast the film?
I thought it was good. I thought the actors were decent. Yeah, it was all good.
If you can't hear Maisie, it's because she mumbles
No.
and she covers herself like this and talks like that.
I said I thought it was good.
Okay, she thought it was good. So Lana Condor was the main actress. She played Lara Jean. Noah Cantinello played Peter. Israel Boussard played Josh, and Janelle Parrish played Margot. They were the main kind of people. However, I do think we need to give a special shout out to Anna Cathcart, who played Kitty, which is the younger sister. She was pretty good, wasn't she? She was good. All in all, the acting was good. I don't think it was...
It wasn't mind-blowing.
It wasn't mind-blowing.
But it was what you'd expect for people.
Okay, yeah, is what you'd expect for a teen film. We'll touch on the cast a little bit later because there's a bit of an interesting conversation around the cast, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. Music-wise, which is the next bit that we're kind of talking about, the music wasn't memorable, but it wasn't bad. It was just there.
It fitted in the stuff that was happening, but you wouldn't it wasn't like an iconic thing that you'd remember.
Like a soundtrack that you're like, oh, I want to get that soundtrack. Yeah, there's a few pop hits kind of fitted in, a little bit of rap, a little bit of pop rap and stuff, and then obviously some instrumentals that kind of fitted in with fitted in with the themes. There was a part of the plot which I didn't mention, which addressed a little bit about things that can happen to young people, which is where she gets in a hot tub with Peter as they're beginning to fall for each other. The main character gets in a hot tub with him, and it's filmed, and then people say that they had sex and they didn't actually sleep together, but from the video you couldn't tell, and it went viral and it went around. Now this is something I'm sure that teenagers deal with, is things getting filmed and videos getting leaked and nudes getting shared and things like that. Is that something that's happened in your school? Is that something that happens to teenagers, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? And how's it normally dealt with?
What do you mean, like by the school? By
Well, does the school ever deal with it? Is it something that gets dealt with?
It
Or
hasn't really happened loads at my school, but the teachers don't really, I don't think they get involved like loads, but I don't know that much because it hasn't really happened at my school, so.
So people haven't really sent like revenge images and things like that. And
No.
so I'm just saying because one of my second eldest has been in situations where she knows people who've had kind of nudes leaked or things like that, and it is something. I'm glad they addressed it in the film because it's really important to be aware of your surroundings and what you share online and things like that. How it was resolved in the film was a little bit weak in my opinion, because what did they do?
I was thinking that because she just like asked them to Instagram to take it down, and then it was like taken down straight away. But like in books I've read about it, it doesn't get taken down straight away. It takes like a few tries. Also, people still have it on their like phone and stuff. People would have saved it and stuff. So it's not as easy as just reporting it and then it all goes away. So I don't know. I feel like they.
It seemed a bit like a bit of a cop out in that way. Like they addressed an issue, they brought a relevant issue in, but the way they dealt with it was a little bit like the big sister found out, the big sister contacted Instagram took it down, and that was the end of it.
But then also no, because there were also loads of photos of it around school and on her locker and stuff. So I guess in that way.
Yeah. But it did. She even said, like Lara even said at one point, and my sister made a phone call. She contacted Instagram, and it got taken down, and that was all. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, there was some pictures that were put up and stuff, but I think that was before she contacted Instagram, and then it was kind of like it all finished, and that doesn't happen in real life. So you've read other books where this has happened, and what normally happens with that then? Is it normally?
It's like people say surface, people repost, people make websites about it and stuff. People get the photos, put them up at the school, people send the photos to other people, and it never, even like if there's a book and I don't know there's a person and they move schools, people still find out. Like everyone always finds out, it always goes back to everyone, so. And
that happens in real life, and for teenagers going through that, being maybe a victim of say a nude getting leaked or something like that, what do you think that effect kind of has on them?
I don't know, I kind of feel like it makes it seem like, oh, you do it and it's not a big deal, but it's not like, like, cause I don't know, it's like, it makes it seem like it's, once it gets taken down it all goes away, but it doesn't, that's why you have to be super careful.
So what do you think, for real then, if it did happen to someone, what do you think, if somebody's nudes or pictures or whatever got leaked, what impact do you think that would have on a teenager of your age, for example, if they were actually dealing with going to school and people having seen this stuff or it getting spread around and stuff?
What do you mean, like the mental stuff?
Yeah. How do you think it would affect somebody your age?
They become depressed, I guess. Like, they really sad because people would, like, I don't know, treat them differently and, like, judge them even if they don't know what's happened totally and they've just had, like, gossip. Anxiety, I guess, to go to school. You wouldn't want to go to school if everyone was talking about that. You get made fun of. If the teachers saw it, then that would be really, like, weird and, I don't know.
Embarrassing, I guess, and shameful, yeah. So it is a big issue, and like, I'm not dissing the film or anything, I just think they brushed over the top of it a little bit, didn't they, really? They could have maybe delved into a little bit more about the impact that had, but that's fine, that is what it is.
But I don't think that was, I think the reason why they didn't do that is because it wasn't the main, the book, the film and the book aren't about, like, that, I guess.
Yeah,
so
okay,
so
I got you.
I understand, I kind of understand why they didn't do it as much. If it was one on someone's news getting, like, leaked or whatever it was, then it would have focused on it more, but because the film wasn't really about that wasn't its main, like, story.
I've got you. So because it wasn't around, they kind of kept it to
But I do agree, I feel like they still could have done a bit more.
Okay, cool. Maisie's now going to talk a little bit about the book compared to the film, because she has read the book. I haven't read the book myself. Maisie reads books for breakfast. She got a book out from the library when? Thursday, and hold on a minute, guys, because I think I need to show you this. So, Maisie got this book out on Thursday. This is not a little book. This is a fairly chunky book. How many times have you read this?
Since Thursday.
Since Thursday, and bear in mind it's now Sunday.
3 times.
3 times. Literally,
But I
she's
skipped the first 3 chapters.
You skipped the first 3 chapters, your 3rd time reading it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Maisie reads a lot is what I'm trying to say, guys. She reads a lot. Is this a good book, by the way?
Yeah, it is. I highly recommend.
Highly recommended.
It's a bit older teen though.
Older teen,
Way
highly
older
recommend. Okay, cool.
Very
Very
good
good.
series.
Good series, there we go. But we're not doing book reviews, we're doing film reviews. Although you are, what? Oh, yeah.
We should do book reviews.
We should.
That's a great idea. I'm with that.
Compared to the book, to all the boys I loved before, how does the film compare to the book?
I watched the film first. I thought the film was really good. But then I read the book. I don't know. I feel like there's little things in the book that doesn't happen in the film that makes me think you just get to know the character better. And I think books are always better than films. Apart from there's this one film, but anyway, that's not as good as the.
Hold on, I need to know
books
now.
was good.
I need to know.
You know that film? Oh, what was it? You bought me the book of it, and it was about the sister who had cancer, and I watched it with Tay, and it was and then she died, and then.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, sorry. She died. And
I mean, I don't know the name of it, so.
I can't remember. It's called Half Sister or something. I can't remember what it is.
Not like My Sister's Keeper or something.
Yeah, that's it. My Sister's Keeper. My Sister's Keeper.
Okay.
The film was better than the book.
In My Sister's Keeper, the film, according to Maisie, is better than the book, which is the first time I've ever heard her say that. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
I read
Again.
the book ages ago.
Side note. Now we're back to this.
Oh yeah.
Book.
Okay. So
So you're saying that it builds up on characters a little bit more,
yeah.
as to be
You
expected.
get to know. So in Chris in the film, you don't really. So that's the best friend. You don't really get to see. You see a lot of her, but you don't really get to know her more. So for example, in the book, she's more she'll go to parties late at night and then come to Lara Jean's house at midnight and they'll have a sleepover or something. So there's
Okay.
little things that build up their relationship more.
Mm-hmm.
There's little things about her even the smallest things when she buys certain clothes off certain websites like Japanese websites or whatever. It just builds up the character more and makes you feel more I don't know, connection with the character.
I got you.
Also, oh yeah, there was a scene in the book which didn't happen in the film, which was a Halloween one, which I thought was really good. So she decided to dress up as Cho Chang from Harry Potter, in case you didn't know, because.
So this is and this is gonna kind of fall into what we're talking about next. So the main character Lara Jean, is Korean, and she
Dressed up as Cho Chang.
dressed up as Cho Chang, who is one of the only female Asian characters in Harry Potter.
Yeah. So that people wouldn't think. So whenever she dressed up as any other character, everyone thought she was an anime character. So she was okay, well, I'll dress up as Cho Chang.
Maisie speaks
So
very, very fast.
What? No, I don't.
She does.
I understand what I'm saying.
She understands. If you don't,
Okay, I'll speak slower. Okay, fine. She dressed up as Cho Chang because she didn't want to be. She didn't want people to be like, oh, what are you, a manga character?
Because stereotypically,
stereotypes.
whoever she dresses up as, people think she's from anime
But
because
then-
for the colour of her skin.
Yeah, but then, even Peter's who are you meant to be? And she's like, I'm Cho Chang, and yeah.
Okay, so it touched a little bit on the idea that she gets stereotyped as a Korean, American Korean woman, basically. Okay, interesting, cool. And that's what we're going to talk about next, actually. So the author of the book is also Korean, right?
Yeah.
And from
Jenny, I've got a lot of them. Jenny something, I think.
Okay, and from what I understand, so in the book, the main character is clearly Korean and has Korean culture. So her dad's American, white American, and her mum, who passed away, is Korean American, and that plays quite a big part of her identity, I guess. And when they originally approached her to do, and I think this was long before Netflix approached her, but when Hollywood originally approached her, the directors who had approached her really skimmed over that and was like, well, it doesn't matter. We can get a white person to play the main character. It doesn't
It's about the spirit, not about the colour.
It's about the spirit of them, not the colour of their skin. And the author, what was her name? Sorry.
Jenny something.
Jenny, we will find that for you.
Jenny Han.
Jenny Han was really, really adamant that no, actually, her identity and her heritage really makes up. Yeah, it's really important.
It was something like she said something like, well, her being Korean is her spirit. So
yeah. So you can't take that away. So the author of the book was not willing to sell out. Just to get the movie made and make loads of money. She waited, and then eventually she was approached by Netflix, and this is one thing that clearly has then translated. And you said in the book there is a little bit more about her culture and a little bit about stuff, some of the food and things like that. So yeah, so that's a fairly interesting fact. I think that it did try, Hollywood did try to whitewash this film, and the author was not having it at all. So we do a definite worth a watch.
Oh wait, one more fun fact. On Kitty's necklace that she wears, it says feminist on it, which I really liked because.
So Kitty is the younger sister, and she's got the word feminist written across. Okay, there we go. I was rushing ahead and I missed that fact. So yeah, we do a must watch. It's worth a watch. Nothing special, but okay, and don't bother. And after 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we both agree this is a good film. It's not an amazing film.
It's not like one that you have to watch before you die. But it's like if you're on Netflix have nothing to watch, then it's a good one to watch.
So yeah, so if you've got nothing to watch, it's worth watching. It is a teen film. I think teens are going to enjoy this more than adults. I wouldn't have picked it myself, but I enjoyed it. It was okay. So yeah, so there you go, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to our second episode of Dadcast In Review. We will be back with episode 3, which will be a film I pick. If you want to find out which film I pick next time, tune in to our next episode. You can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter at DadcastWTMD. So check us out, and if you are interested in what we do and you want to get involved, you can head over to patreon.com/DadcastWTMD as well, where you can get involved. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in, and like, comment, subscribe, share, all that shebang.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Peace.